Guys, I'm back in the MRT here at Taipei main station, and I saw all of your comments in the last video. It was an overwhelming response, so I thought I want to do another video and share with you some of the most interesting things that I learned from the comment section in the previous video. In that last video, if you didn't see it, I asserted the idea that Taipei, which is very busy right now down here, has possibly the best metro system in the world. A lot of people agreed. A lot of people said that was absolutely true. Other people said there were some other ones in the world they thought were better. What do you guys think? But really, when I went through the comments, it was intriguing for me to see some responses to things I discussed in the video and some new information that was sort of shed new light for me on the system here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to walk down to the platform for this line, the blue line, Bryant line, not sure if I pronounced that correctly, and I want to talk through some of the most interesting things that I learned. For example, when I discussed the width of the platforms, I really hadn't given much consideration to the fact that apparently this is due to the fact that the stations have a dual purpose. They both function as, of course, transit, but also as air raid shelters. And I'd be curious in the comment section to hear what you guys have to say about this. So the width that we see down here, which I mentioned last time, and I'm sure some of the platforms are wider than others, but the impression I have, based on my experience of other platforms around the world, including Vancouver, where I'm from, but many others, is this is at least maybe double the width. So because this also functions as an air raid shelter, apparently there's all of this extra space to accommodate tons of people down here in the event of some kind of an emergency, right? And I also read in the comments that it's not just the width of the platform, but there's other supplies and amenities in the event of some sort of, air raid situation. So that was really, really intriguing to me. Also, one thing I haven't quite gotten to the bottom of here, but really grabbed my attention was apparently all of the cars on the trains have pressurized weight sensors that allows for some sort of determination of how heavy each car is, which implies how many people are on it and how crowded that it is. So apparently there's some sort of light system which I'm trying to find, which I can see this flashing red light over here, which I believe just means the train is arriving. But apparently somewhere here that I'm not sure exactly where to look, and I'm hoping you guys can help me out, there's like a 3-color indicator for red, yellow, and green, indicating how many people are on the car and which car would be better to get onto based on how crowded they are. So I'm not sure exactly where to look, and I'm hoping you guys can help me figure out where that is. But if that's true, that is so fascinating, and I'm just looking now to see where can I look exactly. Is it at these gates? Maybe some of the lines have this and others don't, or I've even heard it somewhere perhaps on the train itself. But as I say, if that's true, that there's a pressurized scale or something on each train that actually can indicate how many people are on there, and you can see here there's a lot of people on this train, for example. That is so fascinating, and I don't know if there's anything like that anywhere else in the world. Let's just kind of get out of everybody's way, move over here. If you're not initiated, you'll see how busy and hectic it can get down here, and it's not even sort of peak travel time right now. In the last video we talked about these spots where people can line up and sort of efficiently get on and off the train. Now, another thing that we've heard in this video, and we would have heard in the last video also, but I didn't comment on, is the music that you hear when each train arrives. Somebody in the comment section indicated that each line, so we're on the blue line right now, and you can see up here is the red line, and I've spent a fair bit of time traveling on the green line too. apparently each line has its own theme song. I think somebody said that for the green line, it's Chopin. So I don't know if it's classical music for each one, if it changes. That's something else I'd be interested to know. Does each line have its own piece of music and that's been true for many, many years? I don't know. But I thought that was so cool, and I was kind of hearing it in my travels, but not really connecting the dots. So every line has its own piece of music. I'd be interested to know, how is that music selected? Who chooses the music? Is there some sort of, vote where the public can choose? Does it change every year? Yeah, I'm realizing in these videos, these are definitely not videos where I'm explaining things to you guys for the most part. It's me just kind of naively inserting myself in these situations when I'm traveling with this curious sense of wonder. And then I look to you guys in the community of this channel to learn. By the way, somebody was asking why I was holding the microphone when sometimes I just put it here. And I'm realizing when I'm in a crowded environment, which is pretty peaceful and quiet down here right now, but when it gets super loud, I always want to make sure you guys can hear me. So sometimes I just make the decision to go ahead and hold it and ensure that there's a much better chance of you guys hearing me clearly. So there's the music right now. And here's that flashing red light. So the red light, I'm almost certain, is just indicating, along with the music, that the cars are arriving. But I haven't been able to figure this out. I saw in the comments, and I did some research online as well with ChatGPT, and it says something about a blue LED indicator. Is it on the train? I don't know. That there's 3 colors. If it's green, it means the train's almost empty. If it's yellow, it means it's sort of half and half. And if it's red, it means it's super full, like this one is right now. So maybe this flashing red light is what they're talking about. Maybe it's yellow or green if it's less busy. I don't know, but this is where I'd love for you guys to help me understand that a little bit better. And what else can I tell you? We talked about the width of the platforms, the air raid shelter factor. We've got the theme music. One thing that people commented on as well in the last video is how how tall I am, and how if you look at these handles and the bars in there for holding on to, I kind of just go through life, especially when I'm here in Taipei, just kind of like hunching around just to be safe, because I'd hate to bang my head. And definitely for me, when I get on the train, it's all about me ducking around and probably looking very, very silly. I know that there was something else. I want to figure this out because I took some notes, which I thought I wouldn't need for this video, but now that I've gone through everything, I want to make sure we cover everything. And shout out to Jason, by the way, who was the person that mentioned the internal weight sensor and talked about the Chopin being the theme song for the green line. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about was how recently the system was constructed. So a lot of people in the comments mentioned one of the reasons that it's better than some metro systems, for example, let's say in New York City or Paris or London, which are probably well over 100 years old, is the recency. The fact that this was actually built or completed just 30 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is the 30-year anniversary. So we have to acknowledge that part of the reason it's been so well designed is because when it was built, there were lessons learned from the other systems in the world. And another thing people talked about was just the sheer magnitude of the expansion, and how after 30 years it's grown and grown and grown. And yet there's still many, many more stations being built. Somebody in the comments mentioned there's 70 stations currently in the planning or construction process. Okay, what else do I have in my notes? Is that it? Let's see. See. Oh yeah, and also people just wanted to acknowledge that here in the system as well, there you will often see people who are physically disabled being assisted by MRT staff. I'm not sure if it's MRT security or other staff members, but I think several people commented on that and mentioned how that really is one of the things they appreciate about the system, is that is, you know, characteristic of the people that work here and how they do things, that there are staff here to help people get around. So yeah, this video is fun for me because I wanted to experiment with really using these videos increasingly to acknowledge the comments, not just through replying to them, but also discussing them in subsequent videos. So please do feel free to educate me, guys, and help me understand how all of this works. And thank you so much for watching the previous video, which has been amazing to watch how many people have viewed it in just such a short amount of time. And please do keep letting me know what kind of videos you want to see. And yeah, thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you in the next video.